Hello, Steve White, Steve White 39. Well, the Snyder Cut. I had been following this for a while because I have a general interest in Batman and Superman, and I'm more of a DC person. I grew up with Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and I loved the Wonder Woman film, but I didn't really like the new Batmans. I didn't like the new Supermans. I liked the new Superman, but not the films. I wasn't impressed with Justice League, and when I heard there was a different version, I naturally wanted to see it. I thought there was merit in releasing it. I'd heard talk for ages. I'd heard rumors that it was actually going to happen. It was going to be announced on the Wednesday. And I sort of thought, should I do a video? I'm like, no, just wait till it's actually released and you know it's happening, because there's so much mystery and conjecture and rumors and gossip and people saying it doesn't exist, it's never going to be released, it was shown, it was bad, all these sort of rumors. And there seemed to be an agenda on that side to slam it. And I'm like, why would they want to stop a different edition of a film? Just release it. Doesn't erase the other edition. You can watch both. You don't have to watch it. Just let fans have it. I didn't understand. And then it got released and everyone got all excited and I was happy. I did a little video. And then I saw a lot of the articles and I didn't realize there's some politics involved here and people are actually upset and bothered and carrying on. And I'm like, how can they be upset about a director's edition basically of a film being released? I mean, I have some films I love that this has happened to. Star Trek The Motion Picture, one of my favourite films of all time, has a director's edition. Now there's extra scenes that are done differently and done better, but there's also a couple scenes that were cut a little bit shorter. So I sort of like both versions. Neither one is perfect. They both have problems. Um, Superman 2, I mean. They fired the director. He had been working on the first two films together, and the producers wanted him to be comedic. He was taking the film seriously and the character seriously, and they fought. They fired him. They hired a comedian, basically a comedy director, to do the second film, I think, certainly the third film, and they reshot a lot of it. And basically, people wanted his version, and eventually the studio put together, with the use of some um, camera tests and stuff, they actually put together a version of that film using pretty much all the alternative footage that was filmed. And it's interesting to watch it. And you should have both options. It doesn't erase the special edition, the alternative version doesn't erase the first. Doesn't. It's just, it's extra. It's additional. I don't see any problem with doing it. So same thing with Halloween 6. The the producers didn't like Donald Pleasance, so they tried to edit him out by filming new scenes and replacing them and doing a different version of the film. Basically, someone leaked out a copy of the producer's cut. It was watched online for years. People sold it on DVD. People, had it on YouTube at times, and eventually they did it as a proper DVD Blu-ray release, because why not? You can sell both copies. Fans will buy both. And if people don't like the first one, they'll buy the second one. You get two sales. I just don't see any problem with this. Now, this has not happened a lot with films because it costs money to finish an edit and to put out a whole new DVD release and that. And even if you do sell, you're probably not going to, it's not the same kind of money you'd make with a theatre release. But now that things are changing and we have streaming, this could change. And the first big example is, of course, the Snyder Cut, because they apparently are going to release it as a 6-part miniseries on HBO Max, for subscription. So people will go on there just to see that. So the main reason this happened was money, because they know they can make money out of it, and also they just we have a more direct line to the studios now, where we have streaming services. We pay for that. They have to give us something each month, or give us content that we want to view over and over again. So they have to be paying attention to what we want. They can't, it's not the same as cinema where you can put a preview out and get people to go, and if they don't like it, they don't go back. It doesn't matter, you got their money. They need you to come back every month, and keep. So they have to treat us with a bit more respect, and just this whole nature of the industry now seems to be more fan focused, because in the last few years, there has been this war. And I only became aware of it recently, but there's been this whole war between the access media, the internet blogs and all this, and the YouTubers and the fans. And the fans have more of a direct voice through the YouTube, and the the access media was more speaking to or for the studios, and there's apparently this big divide, and there's now this big story that basically the Snyder Cut's a bad thing, that the fact that the fans got their way, they listened to the fans, they did what the fans wanted, because apparently the fans are the enemy, and they're treating the fans like the enemy, like they're all a bunch of inbred, racist, sexist people, and you shouldn't give them what they want. You should just make film um, or make TV how you think it should be and give it to them, and they should just take it. And if they don't take it and it's not popular, it doesn't sell, well, you have made some artistic moral point. But yeah, that's not what the investors want, because they want to make money. Now, if putting out a film about Hitler made money, I don't necessarily think you should do that. So just doing things just for money, we can't go that way as well. We have to have morals and standards, and political correctness has to have some bearing on what is produced. But at the same time, you need to actually pay attention to what people want. And if it's just somebody's political agenda that stops you from releasing something, then you really should just be focusing on releasing stuff, because just they really seem to have been influenced by these bloggers and people who seem to be activists more so than creatives and fans. So they should be paying more attention to what the fans want, what the creatives want, and not so much what the critics say, because the critics usually they either have their own agenda and they're trying to push or sway the public, or they're just saying what the studios want because they just want to get paid and get early access and be able to review things before. So there's a huge flaw there, and the argument with the YouTube is they're all saying, oh, the access media is dying, and they're just trying to maintain control, and we're the future. But of course, that's what they're going to say, because that's what they want their audience to think, that they're the only people to listen to. And the blogs are saying the same thing, and the studio, everyone has their own agenda. But ultimately, I think you should just release everything and let people decide. Do special editions, do alternative versions, just give people what they want, and just keep a standard, and we'll all be okay, so long as we don't go back to the days of overt racism and sexism and things don't go backwards. It's okay to have traditional characters. You can have a male that just likes to hook up with women. Not everyone has to be bi. I mean, I'm gay. I like to see gay people in movies, but they don't have to be the lead in everything. They don't have to. I mean, I want representation. It has made a huge difference to me as I've grown up, and I understand younger people who don't have the wisdom of being older and the security. They do need those examples, and diversity and representation do matter. But pushing it into everything, I think it just alienates people, and it does feel token and forced, and it doesn't work the same. And there's a line that's been crossed in the last year or two, where it's gone from something we needed and was good to something that's just excessive in some shows and some things. And I think they need to just find a balance. But just the idea that the Snyder Cut is bad is just that this is a bad thing. Like, oh, we've given fans a voice, and fans are the enemy. Fans are bad. Fans are the people you want to pay for things, so you have to give them something that they enjoy. You have to treat them with respect so they come back. It's so simple. Obviously, it's clear. It's really clear that the people in the media, they don't have to have this relationship with the audience. They can criticize them. They can attack them. They can be their enemy. The studios, they can't have that relationship because they need them to come back and give them money. So they're going to have to start treating the audience with more respect, and to not listen so much to the media and the people with the agendas. But at the same time, they still have to maintain their standards and not go backwards. So there is a balance to be found. I think the pendulum, as some people said, has swung one way and now it's swinging back, and we just need to let it sit in the middle and find a balance. And I'm hoping that'll happen in my lifetime, but it does seem, because it took a long time to get to the point where now representation is a problem. Once upon a time, we had none. Now it's too much, or how it's done is wrong. So this is, overall, it's a good thing, but it's still something that needs to be tamed and tempered, and there needs to be some balance. So, yeah, I just had to make a video because I was so baffled to see some of these articles talking and videos talking about how this is a bad thing. It's like the enemy one. All these people are like a cult, and they're bullying people and harassing people, and they basically manipulated the company into doing this, and the company's been forced, and they're the victims, and it's just bizarre. And I realized some of these people, they have their own, they have a platform, and they need to feed their base. Basically, they need to maintain an argument or a dialogue or a perspective, because that's what the people tune in for. They want the train wreck, they want the criticism, they want the drama, and they can't just say, oh, something cool happened and it was good for everyone, because that doesn't get clicks, that doesn't get people watching, that doesn't get people interested. So they have to keep this argument going that, oh, there are these bad people and they're going to destroy everything if we let them have control, and you need to watch me and listen to me so you know how to stop. Just that sort of culture of fear and just gossip, and it's just kind of fascinating, but it's kind of sad. I wish we could all just Clownfish TV was saying, once upon a time, this was all fun, and it's not fun anymore. Now it's just all drama and politics and people fighting, and you're always on somebody's bad side, somebody's shit list. You're problematic for somebody, and it's just not fun anymore. I want it to be fun again, and I'm just hoping things calm down and it becomes fun again. So I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, if you agree. I probably won't be posting this around much, so it'll just be on my YouTube. Probably won't be seen much, but just let me know what you think. I do these videos because I like to talk. I think about things. I just like to get it out of my head, and I do also like to think that people are actually listening and people actually have their own opinions and their views. And I really like it when people share their comments and that. So feel free to comment. I'm going to go. Thanks. Bye.